Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you again about Tiger Woods. But before I do, I want to let you know tomorrow, which is going to be Friday, April the 3rd, I'm going to talk to you more about the Tiger Woods case, and specifically, I'm going to run you through the case. So I was able to get a copy of the probable cause affidavit. Now, this is the sworn document that law enforcement signs, establishing all the facts of the case, and I'm going to walk you through it. I'll talk to you about the good, the bad, where I see holes in the case, and then I'm going to walk you through the potential sentences that Tiger might face. And again, this is actually just downloaded from the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. So this is all stuff you can get. It's all public record, right? This probable cause affidavit I downloaded from the Martin County Clerk of Court's website. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you about an article that was written. This is actually from a couple of days ago, but I think it's relevant right now. I'll put a link to the article in the description for the video. So it's titled "Tiger Woods Pleads Not Guilty in Latest DUI Case," right? As if somehow that's something extraordinary, right? I mean, did they really think he's going to plead guilty? Right? That's not the way this works. And by the way, he's represented by Doug Duncan. I've known Doug since 1993 when I was a student intern at the state attorney's office. And I'll tell you, in my opinion, he's one of the finest lawyers I've ever met. Just a brilliant, brilliant lawyer. So Doug is gonna look under every rock, and he's gonna, take a solid look at this case. And I suspect he's gonna see everything I saw when I read this probable cause affidavit, and then some. So stay tuned on what happens with the case. So it's typical, it's not unusual for someone to plead guilty, right? I mean, it's just a standard thing. You send in this pleading that says not guilty and all that other fun stuff. And again, I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But in this video, they're talking about the fact that he's going to treatment, right? As if somehow that's an admission of guilt. And I've told you before, right, that sometimes the civil, which is where I operate these days, right, getting people into treatment, getting people out of wrongful detentions under the Baker Act, and criminal sometimes collide, right? And understanding how these two worlds work together is key and critical, in my opinion, in helping a family get the great result, right? And, I'm not poo-pooing anybody, but, if you're going to do, in my opinion, doing this work and only this work is the way to get a successful result for a client. Not doing car accidents and divorce work and suing nursing homes and all that other stuff, which is fine, right? If I get calls on those cases, I send them out. I refer them to lawyers that are far more competent than me. But when it comes to these issues, this is what I do, and only this. But meanwhile, in this article, it seems to suggest because Tiger's admitting that he has a problem, somehow he must be guilty, which I'm sorry to tell you guys is just complete silliness, okay? And I think it just comes from a little bit of ignorance and not understanding how the criminal system works. So it says here, after his not guilty plea, Woods released a statement on X. He wrote, "I know and understand the seriousness of the situation I find myself in today. I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery. I'm committed to taking the time needed to return in a healthier, stronger, and more focused place, both personally and professionally. I appreciate your understanding and support and ask for privacy for my family, loved ones, and myself at this time." Now, the 2017 case, which again I'll talk more about tomorrow because it might have some relevance in potential sentencing and the actual filing decision, because nothing's actually been filed yet against Tiger, as far as I'm aware anyway. He has obviously decided that he has a problem. Okay, in the 2017 case, which I was just about to get into, I think what you'll find is if you do a quick Google search, is that he was apparently under the influence of these pills, right? Now, I know there's been some talk they found them in his pocket this time, but in that case, I guess they actually found them in his system. So clearly Tiger has a problem with pain medication. And, from what I understand, in the most recent case, he's had if you know anything about Tiger Woods, he's gone through surgeries after surgeries after surgeries. I think he had one of his surgeries actually at the same place where I had my tricep tendon fixed, which is HSS up in West Palm. I think he may even have had the same surgeon. So it sounds like Tiger recognized, especially after this arrest, that he has a problem with pain medication. And ironically, when I had my tricep tendon fixed both times, because I had 2 surgeries, the doctor gave me Oxycontin. And I told the doctor, I said, you know what I do? I ain't taking them. And I flushed them down the toilet. Because of, you know, what we know about those types of medications and how addictive they can become. So Tiger's obviously recognized this time he has a problem. And by the way, it might have some effect on the filing decision that's made in his criminal case. But I think the bigger issue that I want to talk about in this video, and I'm sorry if it's taken a little while to get here, is that he's recognized he has a problem and he's gone into treatment. Fine, not everybody that has a problem is unable to make the decision to go into treatment. Clearly, knowing that he has a criminal case pending that could result in him going to jail for a significant period of time, he's probably been advised by his lawyer, get yourself into treatment. Number one, if you don't, this is going to continue. It'll probably get worse and you'll get arrested again. Because remember, people that have behavioral health issues can and do end up in the criminal justice system. And this is an example of what can happen. Fortunately, he didn't get hurt and he didn't hurt anybody else. But the point is, right, he's got a problem. I don't think there's any question about that. And he's going into treatment. But if it's left untreated, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a point in time where somebody's going to need to probably pick up the phone to somebody like me and say, Tiger's got a problem. Tiger can't stay in treatment long enough. Tiger is unable to maintain recovery, and he's suffering the consequences of not being able to get to grips with this thing. So I think Tiger Woods is frankly an excellent example of what can happen to anybody. Right? Here's a guy was really at the top of his game. I mean, figuratively and literally. Right? Arguably one of the greatest golfers ever to grace the course. And then there was the scandal with the women and his divorce, and he obviously got issues with pain pills in 2017, and now apparently in 2026. So Tiger's going into treatment. Tiger's going to get himself some help. But if you're a family out there, okay, who has a loved one who's not able to make the decision to go to treatment, and there's going to treatment and they're staying in treatment, and then there's being able to maintain recovery. If you're a family and you've got a loved one who's experiencing that, and you want to have a conversation with us about what options may or may not be available, we'd like to talk to you, right? So I appreciate you tuning into this video. If there's something in this video you agree with or disagree, I'd be interested to hear your comments. If there's an issue in your family, let me know. Maybe I didn't make a video about it. I'll make you a video, because if it's affecting your family, likely it's affecting somebody else's, and I want you to get the information that you need. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. If you want more of it, please subscribe to the channel. I make these videos every day so you can get the information you need. Not what's on Google, certainly not what's on ChatGPT, which seems to be making stuff up, and people are turning to it for legal advice. So if you want advice, if you want information, go to our YouTube channel. There's 900 plus videos there. And if that doesn't do the trick, you can call our office and speak to my wonderful intake department, and they'll talk to you about what options as well. And there's no charge for any of this. So I appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.